What's up? It's Marv of the Miles Ahead podcast. For today, I want to give my short take on Jimmy Butler and the Heat defying the odds again. So let's get into it. But I want you guys to hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the channel, show your support. I have about 60 plus episodes on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple, and about 20 plus episodes on YouTube. So let's get into it. So it's clear that Jimmy Butler is cut above the rest in terms of mentality and dog. Okay, it's obvious that the two guys who are on Celtics in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're both Chihuahuas. Okay, and that's the problem. All right, and plus, and on top of that, it's obvious the Celtics organization they are missing Ime Udoka. I mean, that's their biggest regret right now. If they would have had him, I don't think that they would be down 0-2 in this series. Okay. And to tell you the truth, the Celtics, they have two Scottie Pippins on their hands, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Neither one of them are clutch. Okay. And I was wrong for picking this team to win this series. Okay. I mean, the reason why I felt like they would be able to win is because of Marcus Smart and also, I would say, their bench being a lot more healthier. But it's obvious that Eric Spoelstra knows how to cook up a good game plan. And it's obvious that, he's been one of the greatest coaches in the NBA. All right. I mean, a lot of people, they want to say LeBron James has never played with an all time great coach, when in fact, that's not true. He did. Eric Spoelstra. I mean, if LeBron James had stayed in Miami for the rest of his career, then Eric Spoelstra would get the credit that he deserves in terms of him being considered an all-time great coach. But at the same time, I mean, it just looks even better that he's been able to still be successful without the services of LeBron. Okay, because everybody they all want to make it seem like LeBron is the guy. When to tell you the truth, he is a great player. He's an all-time great player. But he's also had about 9 or 10 coaches fired. But he wasn't able to do it in Miami and get Eric Spoelstra fired because of Pat Riley putting his foot down, letting him know that that's the coach and that's always going to be the coach. And as far as Eric Spoelstra, I mean, he just, proven that he's a better coach than Doc Rivers, Mike Budenholzer. I mean, even Steve Kerr in certain ways. And he's been able to get as far as he could as of right now, because he's up 2-0 with about 7 undrafted players. I mean, some of the key guys are Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, and also Caleb Martin. All of those guys, they have all been contributing and have been a major factor in this series so far. So you just got to give him his credit. I mean, he's been in 3 out of the last 4 conference finals. And I mean, you got to give credit to Jimmy Butler as well. It's obvious that Jimmy Butler, I mean, he operates in a far higher level of intangibles. I mean, I felt like Jaylen Brown would be able to battle with Jimmy Butler in terms of the intangibles, but it's obvious that that's not the case. It's just obvious. I mean, they have to rely on Grant Williams to be able to boost the team up and not fear Jimmy Butler. But it's clear that, that just wasn't the case. Jimmy Butler, he was able to instill fear on the Celtics, much like Steph Curry did last year against them. okay, in the finals. The difference now in this year's Celtics and last year's Celtics is they had Ime Udoka, which that is their biggest regret as of right now. If they would have kept him, I'm pretty sure that this series would either be 1-1 or the Celtics would be up 2-0. And Jimmy Butler, I mean, he's really doing his thing. I mean, he's hitting all types of shots, contested, mid-range shots, getting to the rim. I mean, he's playmaking. I mean, he's doing it all in terms of trying to get his team to get this series win. And nobody believed in him. I mean, I didn't believe in him. Okay? I didn't believe that they would be able to beat the Knicks. Okay? I didn't believe that they would be able to beat the Bucks. Okay? But now I'm a believer. Okay? All right, look, there's nothing wrong with coming on late. And I'm definitely am a believer that they could beat the Celtics in this series. I mean, you can see it in, everybody else's bravado. Everybody's confident on the Heat. I mean, who else do they have on the Celtics who's confident? It's certainly not Jason Tatum. We saw what he's been able to do in these last two fourth quarters. It's been horrific. I mean, can you imagine what he's going to do in Miami? It's possibly going to be worse. And that's the thing that's crazy. I mean, he has all the talent in the world in terms of his skill set, but it's that mentality that he's never had. As far as Jaylen Brown, I mean, he has some good intangibles about him, but at the same time, it's some of his skill sets that's lacking. I mean, he doesn't have great handle of the basketball. He's clumsy with it. Okay? And when it comes to Marcus Smart, I mean, he's been pretty good this series. I can't really get too mad at him. I mean, but to me, in games 1 and 2, it would be long stretches where the Celtics coach would not call a timeout, and he should have been. Okay? And I believe in game 2, the refs had not had the Miami Heat on the line for the whole second half until maybe about 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. And then they want to put the Miami Heat on the line. So the refs, they were also helping the Celtics try to get this victory. But it looks like what we're going to see in this finals is going to be the Joker versus Batman. Okay? And I'll tell you what, I'll definitely be picking the Nuggets to win this series. But I'm not going to doubt that Jimmy Butler can't get it done. Neither am I going to doubt that Eric Spoelstra can't get it done. Okay? But I definitely do think that Nikola Jokic is a different breed. And I definitely believe there's going to be a nice series. Okay? I mean, enough of this whole Lakers versus Celtics talk. Okay, we need to talk about the Nuggets versus the Heat talk. Jokic versus Jimmy. Batman versus the Joker. Would a villain win or would a hero prevail? I mean, Jimmy Butler, he's the underdog. And it's obvious that, Jokic is the favorite. But I will say this, there's no way that this is not going to be an entertaining series. Okay? But at the same time, when it comes to the NBA, they want to see the Lakers versus the Celtics because it would definitely sell more. Okay? As far as promotion, these are two very well-known franchises. And, to me, I just feel like the NBA, they have been trying to push both of these teams, the Lakers and the Celtics, to the finals. And both of these teams are just defying the odds. I mean, I want to see something different, anyways. Okay, I don't want to see Celtics versus Lakers. Okay, I don't want to see old LeBron versus a young Jason Tatum. We don't want to see that. Okay, I want to see Jimmy Butler versus Jokic. Who's gonna win? I mean, in so many ways, how the NBA could pump this up and make this a more selling type of environment for everybody to try and watch. So to me, I definitely think that the NBA, they should just be trying to focus on the future, not the past. Okay. Now, as far as the Heat, do they have a chance of losing this series? And do the Celtics have a chance of coming back strong? Listen, I got the Heat winning this series in 5, 6, or 7. Doesn't really matter to me. I believe that the Heat, they just have it all together as far as the coaching edge, okay? The dominant force in terms of Jimmy Butler and his intangibles, and also the team that also believes in him, okay? I mean, if they believe in him, everybody else is going to fall in. You got the Gabe Vincent, you got the Max Strus, you got Kyle Lowry making a resurgence, Bam Adebayo, proving that he's definitely the better center than Robin Williams. Okay, and he's definitely has been dominant. Okay, in his own way as far as playmaking and rebounding and defending. Okay, and he's even scored here and there as well. So I definitely do feel like the others have definitely been contributing in this series, and I'm off of Boston. Okay, so to me, the only way that the Celtics can win this series is if they get in a hot shooting night, and if the refs help. That's the only way that the Boston Celtics can win this series. But other than that, I was wrong, and you just gotta take it on the chin. Can't be right all the time. All right, but I'm definitely right about who would win between the Nuggets versus the Lakers. So I got that one right too. And I also got who would win between Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. And for anybody who says that was a robbery, it wasn't a robbery. It was a close fight. And that's my perspective on Jimmy Butler and the Celtics. So that's it. Have a good one.